Otherhood.
Otherhood. Like womanhood.
No, motherhood without an M.
Alright, motherhood. Clever.
Did you not get that?
Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is
Kay.
And today we are reviewing Netflix's original movie called Motherhood.
Otherhood.
Otherhood.
Seriously.
Otherhood.
So this film is about three mums who have grown-up sons who have moved away to the big city, and it's Mother's Day and they're feeling a little bit abandoned, a little bit like their sons have moved on with their lives and they don't need their mums anymore. And so they have this tradition where they come together and they sort of treat themselves together as mums for Mother's Day because their sons don't. And after a little bit of bourbon, they decide, what the hell, we're going to go and surprise our sons in the big city and go and win their love back and be in their lives and be their moms and prove to them that they still need us and we still have purpose in our lives, and the adventure ensues.
I wasn't expecting to be emotionally engaged and I wasn't expecting to like it much because I thought it was going to be another one where people say, this is not your demographic. It turns out it kind of is. Because it does speak to parents.
Yeah.
So we have a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old. So our 17-year-old is coming to that place of really kind of testing his grounds of what it means to be a young adult. And so there were definitely pointers in this film where I think that you can relate to as parents.
Yeah.
I don't know if that outside of that demographic anybody is going to enjoy this because it's for parents. It's for people that are kind of letting go of their older children, I guess.
Yeah, but I think it's also for, well, everyone's a child, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has a parent, so it could also speak to that side of things. It's not necessarily that it's only for parents.
Yep.
When the film started, I was like, ugh, I don't like this. I didn't like the narration. I even said to Ruben at the time, I was like, oh, this is just like that other film that we didn't like.
Wine Country.
Wine Country. The scripting felt really forced. I didn't buy the relationship between the three mums. It all felt like first day of shooting. Yeah, it didn't feel like there was any real substance to their relationship. It was all just scripted substance.
I wonder if they filmed it chronologically.
Yeah. Because I can honestly say that if that is the case, then it shows. Because you've got this flimsy relationship to begin with, and it just grows and develops throughout the film. And it gets better and better.
I think that's quite good. By the time for us, by the time you reach the end of the film, I felt like I saw the progression of the characters' development. And there is this thing that the characters need to grow on both sets. So you have the three sons who need to grow up and kind of listen to the wisdom of their mothers. At the same time, the mothers need to let go of who their sons were because they're no longer young. They're the young men, and they kind of need to let go of the reins. Yeah. And they need to know who they are as women without their sons in their lives. And so you have these two stories that intertwine. Two stories between sons and mothers, but there's multiple stories between the three different sons and the three different mothers. I never felt like we got lost with those stories either, which is quite good.
Yeah, it's good.
But going back to what you said about the kind of not liking it at the beginning, I was the same. I was sighing at the beginning of the film, going, ugh, I just don't know if I'm going to like this. It's going to drag. And then it does, I wouldn't say picks up. I think you kind of are dragged into the story a bit more. So there are moments I thought, oh, that was good. And then were moments I was laughing and I thought, oh, that was funny. And then before I knew it, it was coming towards the end. I was like, hey, I'm kind of enjoying the film now.
Yeah, I think the unfortunate thing is that it took us until at least halfway through the film to start enjoying it. So if you give this film a go, you might need to, put it on in the background. I don't know. How do you get through the first half of a film?
I think you said it right. It's a slow burner. So by the time you get to the end, you feel somewhat satisfied that there was a completion to what they were trying to say about growing up, about development in who you are as a person, who you are as a mother, who you are as a son.
Yeah.
And I think it finishes those storylines quite well. There's a completion of, it feels like full circle. It does this thing where they're kind of not in a good place at the beginning, and then eventually they build that. You can see it coming. It does follow a few tropes. There are a lot of films like this. One of them I would say that you might feel familiar with is Sex and the City, because the director Cindy Chupack, her name is Chupack, Chupack, Chupack. This is her directorial debut as a film, but she's worked on as a producer in the Sex and the City.
It did have a very that feel to it.
It does have that feel, that kind of flow, that tempo, that pacing. It's all kind of like that, and even very TV-esque. And yes, we are watching it on a TV, but it has you wanted it to be a bit more grand in scale. I didn't feel like there was anything to write home about, like in cinematography. There was no chances taken. So for me,
it was pretty safe.
Yeah, it was safe, but there were moments that I really enjoyed. There were moments of interactions between the characters.
Yeah.
That I thought actually had some heart to them.
Certain lines of dialogue.
Yeah, certain lines of dialogue were very good.
Genuinely funny.
Yeah. Sometimes I had to allow my brain to catch up on what just was said in some of the scripting.
Yeah.
So they would say it, and then my brain would tweak what just said and what they just said, and then I would laugh. And I think that's quite clever scripting, and I didn't expect it from this movie. Yeah, so although this movie isn't great, you might probably not want to watch it ever again. It is definitely sitting in, for me, in those TV movies that you can have on in the background, enjoy somewhat, has definitely a nice full circle, so that by the time you get to that end, it's like, hey, that's pretty good. But at the beginning, you're like, no, this is not pretty good.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll speak in that high voice. Not pretty good. Not pretty good. Don't switch off. Let the credits run. About there's a few segments at the end of the film during the credits that it's nice to see. I like it when films do that, especially in a kind of family comedy where they show a bit of what's going on, and in here they're showing a bit of the making of the film. So there's one scene where they're in the car together and you see them rehearsing and acting. I thought that's quite fun. I like it when they do that sort of thing.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's good.
Like a blooper reel type thing, but not. Yeah. It was just behind the scenes.
Just behind the scenes.
Yeah, also you may need to have your remote control handy, because it has the problem of music, loud, speaking really soft, music, soft. So,
adjusting the volume the whole time. Yeah, especially if you've got a decent surround sound, it's hard to control, the music being really loud and the speaking being soft. That is a little bit annoying. The actresses in this I thought were pretty good. You'll know them from other places like Sex and the City. Angela Bassett is amazing.
Yeah.
There were these moments where you can see why they're so well respected, because they sometimes have real presence.
Yeah.
Angela Bassett is obviously a very strong character, very strong.
She's vocally very strong.
Yeah.
As well.
You mentioned about the narration. I do think she was the wrong person to narrate the beginning of the film, but her acting can't be denied. And when she's acting with her son, I think those moments were really good. I really enjoyed that. So, yeah.
That's just our opinion. So you can let us know what you think.
Yeah. I'm going to give this... I probably would have started at a D, like when I first started this film.
Yeah.
And then it built up to a C, C+. I think I'm going to give it a B-.
Me too.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So that gives you a bit of an idea. It's actually a pretty good film, but it doesn't start off that way. It's not the best film you're going to see this year, but it might be one of Netflix's better, slightly films that they've put on in this genre.
Yeah, we might have to just have a little moment of truth here. We were watching something really good just before. So we switched that off so that we could watch this one to do a review. So maybe we were slightly tainted by that.
I'm going to do a review for that. That's called This Is Football, and it's on Amazon. But yeah.
Might have had an impact, I don't know.
Who knows? So, truth. Thanks for adding that truth there.
Sorry.
Were we influenced? I hope as a reviewer we're able to step back from that. But you never know.
Well, maybe it's just me then. He's totally impartial, never influenced by anything.
Yeah, no one's biased ever.
Yeah, no, I totally am.
Thanks for watching this review. I hope you find it somewhat informative and gave you an idea whether you should watch it. I think if you're looking for something easy to watch, this is probably a good one just to stick on. If you don't want to think too hard in it and you like kind of family movies like this, it might flick your switch. But do look out for other reviews. We've got loads coming out. And most of all, until next time, remember,
Live long and Tuesday.